Each one, when they were given this gift, took responsibility for it in different ways. When he comes back, he interviews them each one. The one that has 5 has made 5 more. The one that had 2 made 2 more. The one that only had 1 buried it in the ground. It's interesting what the king, the CEO, says to him. He says, "You are a lazy person." Opneros, lazy. The root of that Greek word is to shrink. You shrank from your responsibility. You didn't step up to it. Instead of taking that responsibility and saying, "Here is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to show the world who I am," you shrank from it. "Oh, I better bury it in the ground and not tell anybody." That was the sin. Not that he didn't make more money for the master. The master apparently had plenty in trustees of sons of different people. Ted Turner gave away $1 billion to the United Nations. They asked him, "That's such a wonderful gift, Ted. Thank you so much. You gave $100 million a year for 10 years. They got $1 billion. He said, "That's such a wonderful thing that you've done. God bless you." He said, "Well, I'm no poorer now than I was 6 months ago." He could afford to do it. The problem with manager number 3 was that he was lazy. And not lazy in the sense of, "I just don't want to do anything," like our teenagers are. Not all teenagers. Not lazy in that way. Lazy in that they shrank from their responsibility. They got smaller rather than larger when God gave them a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. All through the Bible, we have these persons who give in incredible ways or do in incredible things, likenesses of God. The prodigal son takes his inheritance, runs off, blows it on wine, women, and song, hangs out on Bragg Boulevard for about a year, just partying away. Comes back, and the loving father says, "Welcome, kill the fatted calf, put the ring on his finger. The one who is dead is now alive." The generous Samaritan picks the man up out of the ditch and heals him, but not only that, he takes him to an inn and says, "Keep him here and nurse him, and the next time I'll come through, I'm going to pay all of his expenses." These strange, overly generous people, the CEO who invests these incredible amounts in these 3 different people, teach us a lesson. It says in the parable that when the king called them together, he gave each one different amounts according to their ability. You see, he knew what kind of persons they were. He had a pretty good idea of what they would do. Now, friends, the talent, the investment that God makes in each one of us is none other than the gospel. God has given us the incredible gift of the truth of Jesus Christ. What will we do? Will we multiply it? Will we carry it to others? Or will we bury it deep inside, shrink from our responsibility? You know, 2 out of 3 were pretty good servants. That's a pretty good percentage. That's a pretty good return. I had a buddy in Durham, North Carolina, who ran a sound and light business, and they would fabricate these lights that are plastic tube that you would then use to outline things. You lot of them in cars and all that money. They would actually make these things. You called me up at church one day and said, I got some jobs to do. Is there anybody in the church that you could send me down to work? And I said, yeah, there's a new family who's coming. They're kind of down on their luck at the moment. The boys don't have anything to do. Let me go out and talk to them. So I sent the oldest one to him. Turned out to be a crackjack worker. We love it, making those light street strips. Doing great. He said, oh, that's great. Send me another. I went back to the house and there was a younger boy. I talked to him about it. Yeah, you want to do that? Send him. Oh, he was great. Working hard, making lights. Everybody's happy. He said, this is great. Send me another. I went. One more son. I said, would you like to go work? He said, yeah. He went down there and worked for a week. Stole a bunch of radios out of the back of the business. And my buddy called me up mad with me. He said, I was asking you to send me down these workers, and the first two worked out great. The last one stole me blind. And I said, what are you complaining about? 2 out of 3 is great. Read social service. As we approach this Thanksgiving and Christmas season, it's good to pause and remember that God has invested a lot in each one of us. And God is looking for us to return fruit on that investment. We have the gospel of Jesus Christ in our heart. Let me conclude with 4 principles of doubling your talents while the boss is away. Principle number 1, you got to act quick. You don't know when the boss is coming back. Boss is invested in you. He says, I'm leaving. You don't know when you're coming back. You better get with it. Time's a wasted. If you got any good ideas, put them to work. If you got any opportunities, better grab hold of them. Boss is away, you got to act quickly. The second principle of doubling your talents while the boss is away is you ask yourself a whole lot, what would the boss do if he was here? Right? The boss is smart. The boss made a lot. What would the boss do if the boss was here? How would he treat this person? How would he take advantage of this situation? How would he use his special skills and insight? Principle number 3, whatever it is the boss thinks that I'm good at, I better do more of that. The boss has invested in me. The CEO invested in me, gave me these gifts, this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It says that the boss in there understands what the different abilities of each one are. Understands what your abilities are, what yours are, what mine are. So, we need to think, what is it that the boss, God, really thinks I do well? Maybe I ought to do that some more. If it's sing more. If it's teach better. If it's pull people together, make a bigger meeting. And finally, remember that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Probably won't get this chance again. God is looking to me for something special today and tomorrow and the next, because this won't come around. The one who did well, more will be given and more will be asked. The one who shrinks from that responsibility will lose it all.